Hi, today from the island of Grenada. Today we'll be talking about the real competitive advantage, about the unfair advantage, what it is about and how to use it in business. See you after the break. Hi again from the island and the country of Grenada. Don't confuse it with the town of Grenada in Spain. Here we are on the island, on a Caribbean island. This is also an autonomous country, and we'll be talking about the real competitive advantage, also called unfair advantage. Why is it unfair advantage? What is it all about? So most people, when they start in business, they try to compete with price. So they lower their prices and they think this way customers will come to them and will buy their services, their goods, because they are cheaper than the competition. But the reality is their cost structure isn't cheaper than the competition, and at the end they become unprofitable, they lose money, or they get outcompeted by the competition, because the competition can maybe employ economies of scale at the same price. Your competitors are making money and you losing money. So this is really not a good strategy in business. And what you should do in business is actually to create a competitive advantage. And sometimes you can create an advantage, a competitive advantage, by employing intellectual property, patents or trademarks, or maybe some other IP, like video material, copyrighted material that you create. This you can employ, or you can use some geographic advantage or maybe natural advantages that can give you an edge in comparison with your competitors. And the real, let's say, holy grail of business is the unfair advantage. If you have an unfair competitive advantage, meaning an advantage that can't be easily set off or repeated or emulated or copied by your competitors. For example, I give you here a good example from Grenada. Grenada is a really poor country, and they have been always selling produce like spices, coriander, different spices, pepper and nutmeg and many other spices, and also fruits, and also some fish. But of course, with these spices, they get outcompeted with every other spice by countries that are bigger, that have maybe lower cost and better technology, better infrastructure, better agriculture. So they are not really very competitive with them. Also, Grenada is considered a spice country, a country of spices. But then they realized they have one real competitive advantage, one unfair competitive advantage, because maybe Caribbean Sea and this region of the world, this is a hurricane region generally. Roughly, in the hurricane season between June and November, roughly every 2 weeks, every 1 month, every 2 weeks, with that frequency, hurricanes are created. And of course, they are like more and less dangerous hurricanes, and they usually move through the sea, but sometimes they get to to an island, or sometimes to the shores of Miami or Texas, and they create huge devastations, and so on and so on. And the thing is, there are also many yachts. Many rich people have yachts in the Caribbean. Of course, this is a lifestyle to move your yachts in the Caribbean to sail through the Caribbean Sea and visit different islands. It's called island hopping. But the thing is, if you keep your yacht in a hurricane region that is considered a hurricane risk region, and the yacht gets damaged during a hurricane, your insurance won't pay you the insurance, the premium. Why? Yeah, because there is a clause in the insurance contract that you shouldn't take risks that are avoidable. So in the hurricane season, you shouldn't keep your yacht in the hurricane risk area. And this is where Grenada comes into play, because Grenada is one of the few islands, very few islands, that is the least risk that has, because Grenada is one of the few islands that has the least risk of hurricanes. Also, hurricanes sometimes damage also Grenada, but this has the least risk, and this is not considered hurricane risk area. And that's why Grenada discovered they are a really good home for yachts. And you can see here there is a bay full of millionaire, and also there you can see these 2 billionaire yachts in the carronage, I think they call it carronage, this bay here in Grenada, and there are some other bays and marinas. During the wind season, during the hurricane season, all the yachts, or many yachts of the rich people, of the millionaires and the billionaires, they come here to Grenada to keep the yachts, and that's how kind of industry upkeeping the yachts and taking care of the yachts and parking the yachts and taking advantage of this unfair advantage, because other islands, they can't easily offset that advantage. I mean, what should they do? Build bunkers, or I don't know, like huge maybe roofs in order to keep the yachts safe from hurricanes. This would be cost prohibiting actually. So there is no easy way to offset this geographical and climatic advantage of Grenada. And also Grenada is a poor country. They found some niches where they can actually compete with other countries because they have their this unfair advantage, this competitive advantage, the edge, right? So this is how you do it in business, and there is many examples, and I know several billionaires that have created unfair advantages and use them to max them out in order to create a lot of wealth and a lot of value. So that's how you should set up your strategy. Look for the advantages you can create, or you maybe have natural advantages, and focus on these advantages and leverage your profitability, leverage your revenue with this competitive advantage. That's it for today. If you like this video, give me a thumb up. If not, thumb down. Subscribe if you haven't. Press the bell button in order to get the notifications. Share this video with your loved ones, with your friends. One day they will thank you for that. I talk here a lot about business, about how the best entrepreneurs in our world think and act. I talk a lot about economy, about doing great impossible things in your life and business. So if you like this video, you will certainly like my other videos. I invite you to watch them. That's it for today from Grenada. Wish you a fantastic day. Let's do something extraordinary today.